All right, everybody, welcome to another deep dive. You're ready to get into it?
Let's go.
Awesome. So today we're looking at something kind of interesting. It's a piece of clothing we all well and love.
Yeah.
Maybe not so much anymore. The bomber jacket.
Uh-huh.
So the jumping off point for this deep dive is this article called Bomber Jackets, a Vanishing Icon. And wow, that title really got me thinking.
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine a world without bomber jackets? I mean, seriously.
It's hard to picture, right?
It is. I mean, think about it. They've been everywhere. You know, silver screen runways, street style. I mean, even I had a phase.
Oh, yeah.
Big time. And I bet a lot of you listening did too.
For sure. But I guess that's kind of the point of this deep dive, right? To figure out if the bomber jacket is actually fading away like the article says, or, maybe it's just going through a little bit of a low.
Exactly. And to do that, I think we need to start with like a little history lesson, right?
Absolutely. Like, where did this iconic piece of clothing even come from?
Yeah, totally. I mean, I know they have something to do with pilots, right?
Right. So picture it. You're a pilot back in like World War I. You're up in the air.
Oh, hey there. How can we help?
Yeah, hi, it's David. Yes, I just proposed this topic because I remember I had one of these bomber jackets, okay, and it was very, very nice.
Hey, so glad you chimed in with your bomber jacket story.
Yeah, it's great to hear you had one. What was it like?
Yeah, and did you feel as cool as Maverick when you wore it?
I think that's the... Yep, go
Yeah,
on.
Yeah, it was the classic black outside and orange inside. It was very fluffy and it had a wind resistance, so it was very, very nice, good jacket.
Wow, that sounds like the real deal.
Yeah, that orange lining is such a signature detail.
We were just about to get into that, actually.
It really became a classic for a reason.
Okay, so let's get back to those pilots and their open cockpits.
Definitely not my idea of a good time.
Nope, and that's where the bomber jacket comes in.
Those first ones were all about function, pure and simple.
Thick leather, shearling collars,
Snug fit to keep out the wind, I get it.
Exactly. Keep those pilots warm and able to do their thing up in the air.
So practical, but I'm guessing it didn't stay purely practical for long, right?
Oh, definitely not.
It's like once something becomes associated with, danger and adventure and a little bit of rebellion.
It's game over.
Exactly. It takes on a whole new life.
And the bomber jacket definitely took on a new life. I mean, you can't talk about bomber jackets without mentioning Hollywood, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Marlon Brando in The Wild One. I mean, come on. That image is iconic.
The ultimate rebel.
Oh, yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah, do you remember the film Trainspotting? They were wearing these kind of jackets, and it was quite related to drug abuse and drug take. Do you remember?
Oh, yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
You're right. I remember that film now that you mention it.
It's interesting how the bomber jacket became associated with that kind of counterculture imagery.
It's like it represented rebellion and a rejection of mainstream society.
Definitely. And that's just one example of how the bomber jacket has been adopted and reinterpreted by different subcultures.
Okay, so getting back to film.
Oh, yeah, it's not just those two movies we mentioned.
Totally. And it's not just those two movies, right?
No, wait. Bomber jackets popped up everywhere in film and TV.
Yeah, it's like they became shorthand for cool,
You put a character in a bomber jacket and instantly you're saying something about them.
Exactly. Tough, cool, maybe a little dangerous, but always stylish.
For sure. And that's what's so fascinating about the bomber jacket, right?
It transcended the silver screen and became a real world style icon too.
Oh, yeah. It wasn't just about movies anymore. It was like a cultural phenomenon.
Right. And it's interesting how different groups adopted the bomber jacket and made it their own.
Like you mentioned earlier, David, even you had one.
You had the punks with their patches and studs and spikes.
Right, making the statement totally. And then the hip-hop scene embraced it too, but with their own spin, bold colors, logos.
Yeah, it's like the bomber jacket became this blank canvas for self-expression.
You could customize it to...
Oh, go for it.
Don't you think that probably the piece of clothes hoodies killed the bomber jacket? What do you think about that?
Wow, that's a really interesting question.
Yeah, that's an angle we hadn't considered yet.
I mean, hoodies are definitely everywhere these days.
They're comfortable, they're casual, they're easy.
Maybe the bomber jacket just couldn't compete with that level of like everyday wearability.
And maybe that's why we're seeing the bomber jacket in less places.
Okay, so with that in mind.
I was going to say that it's like the bomber jacket is full of these little hidden histories.
It is, and it's that kind of history that makes me wonder if the article's right.
Do you mean about the bomber jacket fading away?
Yeah, totally.
I mean, fashion is cyclical, right?
What's old is new again, so maybe it's just going through a down period.
Could be. I mean, we've seen it happen with other trends, right?
Bell bottom?
Oh, yeah, uh-huh.
What about you? Did you have a bomber jacket yourself?
Great question.
Yeah, this is making me think.
You know, I totally did.
I knew it.
It was this olive green one that I got from a vintage store.
Oh, nice.
I felt like such a badass in it.
See, everyone has a bomber jacket story.
Right. It's a shared experience.
But you don't wear it anymore, do you?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
So, back to the original question.
About the bomber jacket fading away.
Yeah. I mean, fashion is cyclical, right?
What was in the past is in the future.
But does that make it harder to wear?
Good point. Are people going to think,
So
yeah,
if you say that fashion is cyclical, it means that probably one day in my life I will be able to wear again my bomber jacket. Do you think so?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
I mean, absolutely.
What's old is new again.
So hang on to that jacket,
It might just be waiting for its moment.
and you'll be ready for it.
So how would you bring it back?
I was just about to say, it's all in how you style it.
Exactly. You got to give it a new spin.
If you pair it with modern pieces,
Update it for today.
we were just wondering,
Yeah, are you still rocking it?
or is it just hanging in your closet for now?
Can the bomber jacket shake off its past?
The history we've been discussing. Oh, yeah.
Or probably I can wear it for carnival, you know. I can use it for carnival.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah, perfect for a costume party or a carnival.
A fun way to bring it out.
It adds a little bit of a retro feel.
Oh, we were just talking about how to restyle it.
A costume could be a great way to do that.
Yeah, and then you're not as worried about it being dated.
I guess it all comes down to the question of reinvention.
Yeah, can the bomber jacket reinvent itself for today's world?
And can it stand up?
Oh, back to our listener. What's up?
What about if I put it on eBay to sell it? What do you think about it?
That's a great question.
If you're not feeling the carnival idea,
That selling it is definitely an option.
someone else might give it new life.
Or maybe it's just time to move on.
There is a market for vintage.
And bomber jackets have a cool past.
It could be worth something to the right buyer.
You could check out comparable listings.
Then see what similar jackets are selling for.
That would help you price it right.
So it's a win-win. Oh yeah, let's hear it.
Do you think there are shops who sells bomber jacket, new bomber jackets? I mean, or all of them are second-hand bomber jackets?
Oh, that's interesting. I think you can find both.
Totally, it's not just vintage.
You can definitely find new bomber jackets
All kinds of stores sell them
from high-end designer brands.
to more affordable retailers.
It depends what style you're looking for.
Exactly. You want something classic or trendy
There are new versions out there.
in all kinds of materials and colors.
Hey, yeah,
Yeah,
what's up?
no, I'm looking for the trendy one. Please, of course, I want the trendy one.
Okay, a trendy 21st century bomber jacket.
That's good information to have.
So you're thinking new, something modern.
Not necessarily vintage or a throwback.
In that case, definitely check out some online retailers.
You could browse through different styles there.
Or you could hit up some department stores.
I see what they have in the contemporary section.
And don't be afraid to experiment with different materials.
Because it's not just leather anymore.
No, wait, you've got nylon, satin, even denim bomber jacket,
Plus all sorts of cool embellishments.
embroidery patches, different kinds of hardware.
It's all about finding one that reflects your personal style.
The time that really feels like you.
But buying or selling, we're talking trends.
So the next time you see one on,
Oh, go for it.
Yeah, I was wondering if there was once a bomber jacket, there will be anytime bomber trousers. What do you think about that?
That's a really creative idea.
bomber trousers, huh?
I'm not sure if I've ever seen those, but I could imagine it.
You know, it's interesting how certain styles, like the bomber jacket, become iconic.
Yeah, and then you start to see variations on that theme.
Like, how far can you push that style?
Could bomber trousers become a thing?
Oh, yeah. Go on.
Yeah, which color inside of the bomber trousers would you like? I mean, not the orange, but probably a green or a pink. What do you think about that?
That's a fun design question.
Oh, yeah.
I think moving away from the traditional orange is smart.
Keeps it fresh, right?
Exactly. So green or pink. I'm picturing a military-inspired olive green on the outside
Oh, nice.
with a vibrant, almost neon pink lining.
Okay. I like
Oh, yeah. Let's hear
yeah,
it.
a little bit fluffy and with many pockets. What do you think about it?
Oh, I'm definitely on board with that.
Yeah, that sounds really interesting.
A bit of fluff could be cozy.
And pockets are always a plus, right?
Function and fashion.
They could be cargo style pockets even. Yep. Go on.
Many big pockets where you can put your mobile phone, your tobacco if you smoke, whatever. You can put your pens, pencils, whatever. You can put inside your pockets. Very, very helpful.
Okay, so like super functional pockets.
Yeah, it sounds like you are designing the ultimate utility pants.
Okay, let's keep ripping on these bomber trousers.
Okay, so we've got fluffy, lots of pockets.
And a vibrant color combo on the inside.
I like where this is going.
I think this could work.
Definitely. And you'd want to,
Yeah, and to complete the fit, can we just imagine a bomber shoes? What do you think about that? A bomber shoes.
Oh, wow, a bomber shoe.
to complete the look.
I love where your head is at.
So what would that even look like?
I'm picturing something with a rounded toe.
Definitely some padding, right?
Yeah, a little bit fluffy even.
Like the trousers we were just designing.
Exactly. And maybe some quilted detailing.
Oh, that would be cool. Yeah.
Kind of like the stitching on a bomber jacket.
And maybe some interesting hardware.
Oh, go for it.
Yes, sort of flip-flop bomber shoe. What do you think about that?
Okay, that's a fun twist on the bomber shoe idea.
A flip-flop version.
I'm intrigued.
Okay, so maybe the upper part has that bomber jacket look
With the quilted stitching.
and that classic shape.
And then the sole is, flip-flop material.
I could see that working.
It's definitely unexpected.
So it could be zippers or buckles.
No, it would have to be comfortable.
Yeah, you'd want to be able to walk in them.
Not just stand around and look cool
Okay, so a comfortable, stylish shoe.
with bomber jacket details.
That's a fun design challenge.
And what about colors?
Would you stick with classic bomber colors?
Or go for something more unexpected.
Like we were saying before.
About the trousers.
Yeah, a subtle pop of color.
And what about practicality?
Should it just be the look?
Or should it blend that bomber style?
With modern shoe design.
Make them wearable, not a costume.
Like we were saying before,
Right.
are designs like that already out there?
Not that I know of, no.
That would be awesome if it existed.
Thank you for expanding the bomberverse.
Okay, we're running short on time.
Thanks for sharing all your ideas today.
And thanks for all the design questions.
We'd love to hear what you end up creating.
Or stories about wearing a bomber shoe.
Right, we're curious to know what you think.
Until next time, bye everyone.
Goodbye. We really enjoyed it.
We hope you enjoyed the show today.
And we hope it helped you find the perfect bomber fit. Oh, yeah,
So you will buy these kind of shoes and these kind of trousers, would you?
That's a great question and a fun thought experiment.
Yeah, you really took us on a design adventure.
I think it depends on how well they're executed.
Like, would they be wearable?
Or would they be more of a novelty item?
That's a key question, I think.
Right, we want that bomber vibe without the costume feel.
So, if they were done well,
Definitely, I'd be curious to try them.
it would be all about the fit,
And the details, like we were saying,
that subtle pop of color.
and those super functional pockets.
Okay, we're really running short on time.
But this was so fun.
Thanks again for all the ideas today.
We'd love to hear what you end up creating.
Or stories about wearing your new bomber shoes
Right, we're curious to know what you think.
and how you are going to sell your jacket.
Until next time, bye everyone.
Goodbye. We really enjoyed it,
We hope you enjoyed the show today.
and we hope it helped you find the perfect bomber.
See you next time.
Bye.